Thank you and welcome to my channel, Simply Your World, where we discuss past and present events that will affect you if they haven't already. Now, there is a black lady that's the mayor in Pembroke Park, Florida, named Ashira Mohammed. Now, this story shows you it doesn't matter what your last name is, what your religion is, what your background is, where you come from, it doesn't matter. Some people or some places will always take their time to remind you that you are still a nigga. Whether you drive a coupe, whether you in Benz, whether you got bigger house, little house, it don't matter. You are still a nigga in certain places around the world. Check this out and I'll be right back.
On to a bizarre scene you saw exclusively first on Local 10 News, a chaotic commission meeting that included the mayor's purse being searched by police. A Pembroke Park commissioner accused the mayor of having a gun. It is the latest political drama in this small town of only 6,000. And Local 10 News investigator Jeff Weiss here on this case again for us, live with it all. Jeff.
Calvin, the commission meeting was well underway. About an hour in, Pembroke Park's police chief interrupts. And what happens next is something we have never, ever seen in a meeting like this.
This is unprecedented, so I apologize for the interruption. Commissioner Jacobs, there was a call from BSO that you called.
I did.
Complaint.
Commissioner Jeffrey Jacobs had called the Broward Sheriff's Office, but he wasn't willing to talk about why on the dais in this public meeting.
It's inappropriate for being on the dais. So we can take a recess and you and I can discuss.
I don't know what the...
So I don't think we need a recess. What's the issue?
FDLE has already been notified as well.
There was a recess. Jacobs met with Pembroke Park's police chief and other staff, and when everyone returned...
The police have been called because there is an allegation by the commissioner that I have a weapon on me, particularly that I have a gun on me.
Mayor Ashira Mohammed allowed the chief to search her purse. Even the chief appeared uncomfortable.
I just want to put on record that you don't have to do this.
The chief searching the mayor's purse right in the commission chambers. Commissioner Jacobs is silent, looking down as this is going on. The mayor clearly showing that there's nothing hidden on her body as well. The meeting continued and Jacobs never says a word about it after. What did you do? What did you say that would lead him to think that you even had a gun?
We didn't have any conversation at all. This isn't the first complaint he's filed on me.
Mayor Mohammed had plenty to say to Jacobs after being searched for a gun.
You have gone around telling people I've stolen money. You've gone around telling people I'm going to jail. You've lied and accused people of having affairs on this dais, and it needs to stop.
As we have reported, an independent investigation earlier this year concluded Jacobs, who is the former mayor, created a hostile work environment. He was publicly censured for his conduct.
We are constantly being beat down by one person on this dais.
As far as accusing the mayor of having a gun?
I think it's ridiculous, and I think that at this point, you need to seek professional help. Because I've never done anything to you. This has to stop.
Jacobs is absolutely silent, referring us to his attorney who didn't return calls or emails today. The call he made to BSO not released to us today. We are told it's part of an investigation. A source telling me this afternoon the police are looking into whether Jacobs called BSO without any cause whatsoever. We'll keep you posted. We're live tonight in Pembroke Park. Jeff Weiss here, Local 10 News.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? They've never had any conversations. They've never had any dealings with each other. But he consistently and constantly called the police on this woman, going so far as to say she has a gun in the commission meeting. Black folks have a couple of complaints that they have on them, maybe 3. Oversexed, somewhere in there, overly violent, somewhere in there, or prone to commit violence, about to do something suspicious. You know, the word suspicious is in there, it's thrown in there some kind of way. Ashira Mohammed, black lady, sitting mayor of a town, is being harassed by, what I want to know is, before I even go there, what I want to know is this: who was the sitting mayor before Miss Mohammed? Who was the person that was running against her that he was really pulling for? Because it got to be one of the two things for someone to go so far as to commit or to make all these false accusations, all the way down to having a gun in the commission meeting, and nothing happens to them. I guess that's another thing that I'm tripping on, is that we all know nothing's going to happen to him. All these false accusations, and he's not going to even be threatened with contempt of court or contempt of whatever. It gotta be named. It gotta be called something. I don't have all the correct terms of what it should be, but we know it should be something in there. False report, something. Because this is blatant jealousy, blatant, overt racism, white supremacy, man, at its finest. Because if that was me, if that was another black person, and he was the one sitting there, and then she was the one committing all these different false accusations, this person would be gone, man. She'll be out of there at the commission role. If she was the one sitting in the commission role, it'll be no longer. And she'll be brought up on charges. They'll press charges to the full extent of the law, and we all know this. There got to be something that we can do, or something needs to be done when it comes to the commissioner bringing up all these false accusations on this black lady. They never, ever, ever cease to remind you that you are still a nigga. I don't care what kind of car you driving. I don't care where you live. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your background is. You are still a nigga. And don't forget that if you let them tell it. This is why when it comes to reparations, to me, it's way more than just money. We have to have a hand in the transportation businesses. We have to have the hand in the metal, in the raw ore industry, agriculture, science. We got to have military. That's the only way we're going to get out from under the scrutiny of these other people. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, or not even just the other people, the thought process that these certain people project or harvest or raise in these think tanks, black, white, Asian, it don't matter who you are. The thought process of the white supremacist, of the racist, will infect. In this case, it is a white man on the black man, black woman. But if the roles was flipped, it'd be the same way in some kind of way. But damn well she'd be out of there, and he'll be glad, and he would be harassed, and have all these different press meetings and all this shit trying to bring up his status of being harassed by this black lady who's jealous or just whatever. The emotions, the actions need to be reciprocated. And that's the only way that I feel that anything is going to change, once these people that feel a certain way about other people realize that their actions will be reprimanded. If we don't get that, shit ain't going to never stop. It's only going to get worse. Other than that, you all have a good night.